All right, could everybody hear Sincere there?
1, 2, 3. Y'all got me? Y'all good?
Just making sure before we started here. We'll open it up for questions for Sincere McCormick. Hector, you are up first.
Sincere, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, thank you. Hey, have you had a chance to think at all, or is it crossed your minds how big a game this is for Coach Traylor? Obviously it's a big game for all you guys, but his alma mater, everything that goes in. He's from East Texas. Everything that goes in for him. You had a chance to think about what this game means to him?
With him being a first-time head coach at a college level, and the culture that he installed into all of us, it was a big part of it. Coming in, at first, with the whole change in the program, we knew that we can trust him. We knew that he was a player's coach. We knew that we was going to be led by a coach that's going to count on us. He knew that together as a team, collectively, we was going to put it together. For him, for a big game for him, I know he was kind of nervous. Everybody was kind of nervous, but we just did what we did. Came out there and balled out, and we was playing play by play, and doing what we do best.
Has he mentioned to you guys at all how it is his alma mater and things along those lines?
Yes, tons of times in the meeting room, he had talked to us about his alma mater. He talked to us about his pillars of the day. Each week we have a pillar. This week is mental and physical toughness. We talk about each week is a different mindset of how we're going to go into the game. That it plays a big part into his alma mater, so we just roll with it.
Thank you, Sincere.
Okay, Greg, you're up.
Sincere, how you doing today?
Doing good. You?
I'm doing all right. I'm wondering, what do you expect the atmosphere in the Alamo Dome to be like this week?
I expect everybody to be there. I expect everybody to be there supporting the team without the UTSA or San Antonio being there, and we need their support because we don't really have too many people out there, especially compared to last year. We would like for everybody to come out there and support the team because that's a big part of it. We're really nothing without our fans.
What would you say to anybody who's maybe unsure if it's worth it to go through all the different precautions in place or to take any risks that might be associated with that?
I'll tell them to come out there and come out there with a mindset that they're gonna get their money's worth. They're gonna come out there and they're gonna have a show, get their popcorn and soda ready. So it's gonna be a game for them. It's gonna be an exciting game for them.
All right, Chase, you're up.
Hey, Sincere, congrats on Conference USA Player of the Week. You're getting a lot of praise this week, obviously well-deserved, but I see Coach Traylor saying, don't eat the cheese, don't take the cheese. What does that mean when you guys are, kind of getting patted on the back quite a bit this week?
I mean, don't smell yourself. Then he had to say, I think it was like a lot of mouse traps, like an example of don't get caught in the trap, don't get caught up in the hype, but just because it's the first game, he knows that, we had a first game, but we're still not where we're supposed to be. He knows that this game coming up is a big determination of how far we come. We only can go two ways, either backward or forward, and we're determined to move forward on this upcoming game.
And I know you carried the ball quite a bit on Saturday. Did you feel any lumps and bruises after, 29 carries or something like that?
Yes, I felt a lot. I got a good shot to the rib, and got a little scrape on the knee. But I know that my trainers and stuff, they get me back in shape. So I believe that with all them carries, I was just pushing through. Keep my mindset to keep fighting, keep battling through the whole to clock 0 until we won.
And Coach Traylor was really praised you and Brendan Brady quite a bit yesterday. What can you guys bring as he said, a two-headed monster at running back?
Together, me and Brendan Brady, we can bring a lot. We can bring, we're like the starters. We get it popping. We get it hype. We set the momentum for the game, the tempo of the game. Me and him, we go out there. We always coaching each other up. We have a competition within each other. We make I'm gonna break for a touchdown, or you're gonna break for a touchdown, and we keep it going, keep our dice rolling, just to keep the tempo of the game going, keep our linemen up, keep our coaches up, and everybody hyped up in the game. So that's what we bring to the table.
Excellent. Thank you.
Greg?
Sincere, you mentioned a little bit of bumps and bruises after the game, but did you feel any fatigue down the stretch as the game was playing out?
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of got to me when the sun was beaming and it was draining. And second half was just a lot that I had to push through, but I had to put my mind in a mode where I need to keep fighting, keep pushing, and keep going, no matter what, regardless of the weather. And I just kept pushing it. So.
That's been kind of a big talking point early in the season with how weird everything was with spring and the practices since then. It's just the conditioning aspect. What did you do, during the off season or even in the last couple of weeks just to be ready physically? What was your conditioning routine like?
We did a lot of up-tempo schemes, practicing and getting in the game, kind of game feel. Even after practice, we conditioned ourselves. We'd do 5 touches back, and even like on my own, I'd go run down the field and just continue to keep myself in shape for like future games.
Okay, John?
I'm going to piggyback off of Greg's last question. If you put up 197 yards in that heat, what do you think you can do being able to be in a 72-degree, Alamo Dome this week and not – hopefully the conditioning is not as big of a factor because of the weather?
I'm expecting to do a lot more than I did last game. I know I had 197, but I'm still not satisfied with the way I played. Conditionally, I felt kind of a little fatigued. I know that this game is going I'm working hard. I'm working on building myself up, conditioning even more than I did last time, and getting right back into it because I really didn't like the way I played last game. But, it came out good, but as a personal for me, it's just, and I have my mom on my back all the time. She always telling me you need to do better. So, having her on my back and just like constantly like reminding me that I need to do better each game, even more than I did last game.
Who's more critical, your mom or you, of your play?
My mom. My mom, she's always on me. She's always my number one supporter. She tells me when I'm doing good, and even when I'm doing bad, she's always on me. But, you gotta love her. She's always been there for me. So, I'll always listen to her.
I know you referenced it a little bit, but how have you and Brendan kind of pushed each other last year, this offseason, this year, just to kind of become better running backs, both of you guys, and I know y'all have gone up against each other in high school and kind of continues now as teammates. What has that relationship been like, and how have you guys pushed each other?
With us being close as because we even live with each other as well, so we're always with each other. We always going out and spending a lot of quality time. We're in the playbook. When I'm doing something wrong, he'll let me know, and vice versa. We keep pushing each other on and off the field is the way we always study in the game and constantly getting better as the days go by. Every single day is just some type of competition, something we both need to work on, but we're there for each other, picking each other up. So the relationship between us is like a bond that's never broken. We're just always there for each other regardless.
Thanks, Sincere.
Hey, Greg, you got the last question for Sincere?
Sincere, how do you describe the offensive approach overall? It seemed like you guys were pretty conservative at times in this game.
We was playing conservative. We was just sticking to the basics, sticking to what we've been doing for the past 3 weeks, preparing, leading up to this game. We pretty much was just thinking, we're going to just play each down one by one and play to the best of our ability. I describe it like as a way we still need to get better. We still have a lot more to come in the offense.
Do you see that kind of opening up and changing as time goes on?
Yes, sir. I believe that as time goes on, we're going to get better. We're going to improve. We're going to do different schemes and play at a higher level, play better, faster, stronger. So as the games go by, the tempo of our offense gets better.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sincere.
Y'all have a good one, y'all.
All right, we're ready for questions for Coach Traylor. but it's just it's just audio. All right, Chase, you're up first.
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
Hey, I see, you guys get 2 Conference USA Player of the Weeks this week, but you're now saying don't take the cheese. What does that mean to your team and to keep them focused on SFA this week?
It's just something silly to do to remind the kids that, you get to listen to all this stuff. And I'm so thrilled for them. No one deserves it more. ESPN, Play of the Day, Game of the Week, Frank gets a decal, Hunter's on there all the time, Josh Cephas is on there all the time. I mean, it's like a UTSA highlight video on ESPN right now. And, that's a lot on young men. My grandmother used to tell me all the time, boy, you're smelling yourself. And that's just, I'm trying to remind them to stay humble. We got to work hard. There were 38, FCS teams that beat FBS teams in the last 5 years. But if we get to put them around, we'll be number 39. Stephen F. Austin State's a very good football team. They're coached very well. They've got really good athletes, and they're going to get after it Saturday.
And is it something that you kind of have to remind yourself of? I know you had 488 text messages you had to respond to and stuff, and, coming off a big win like that and all the emotion, just focusing back in here.
No, I don't ever have to remind myself of that because I understand it. I really do. I've been doing it 31 years. I've been doing this long when they've been alive. And that's what wisdom provides younger men. That's why we all need older men in our lives that we have above us to help us, look down on us. And I've got guys above me to keep me in check, that watch the game, that critique it, and send me stuff, make sure I check out. That's what I'm doing for my guys as well. I just want to be an older version of somebody trying to help them and speak truth into their life. And I'm having fun with them, but at the same time, I want them to stay humble. We want to get better this week. We have a ton to improve on.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, John, you're up.
Hey, Coach. Good morning.
Morning.
Coach, I know that there was a lot of design runs for Frank on Saturday. With his past injury history, do you kind of worry about maybe decisions he might make when he runs the ball, or do you try to hold him back a little bit sometimes just to make sure that, he isn't, getting in those kind of situations again, when they present themselves?
No, we don't. No, you can't coach or play that way, or you'll get hurt for sure. So a lot of those are not design runs. It's what the defense gives us. It's read option. So it just depends on how the defense plays it. If they don't play us, we'll hand the ball off. And if they play the running back, he'll pull it. So we only call, maybe that we call quarterback draw once. It might be the only time we actually had a design run for him. The rest of them were just him reading the play. You can't play that way or coach that way. Now you have to understand every kid's skill set. He's not a guy you want to bang up in there 35 times. Each kid has their own skill set, and you want to do what each kid does well.
Did he kind of do everything you expected him or wanted him to do on Saturday in the sense of just the little things, mainly just taking care of the football?
Yeah, he was fantastic. We had 4 penalties total on offense. One of them was for a wide receiver stepping out of bounds and coming back. That's a freak. One of them was kind of on me for not being, very decisive, whether I was going to try to go to overtime or not. I got to delay a game there. We had a holding penalty that was legit, and I don't even remember what the penalty was. We had 0 turnovers, 1 pre-snap penalty on offense for a bunch of kids that got no spring ball, no summer, and went out there and pulled that off in some really excruciating heat. It was hot out there.
I know you mentioned conditioning was obviously an issue, especially when you're dealing with the heat. Now you're in a 72-degree climate in the Alamo Dome. Do you expect that not to be as much of an issue this week?
Well, we played really good for one half. The question is, how long can we put together that kind of effort? Can we get to the fourth quarter this week? Can we play all 4 quarters? We'll find out. We definitely did not last. I gave the analogy to the team. We were like an old pickup truck and leaking oil, and we barely got home and got in the garage and got inside, but we did get home.
Last question for me, Coach. I know you said you had 400-something text messages. Did you respond to every single one of them, and how long did it take you?
Every single one of them. I got done Sunday night. I just kind of do it 50 at a time. And they're all special people to me. I don't want to copy and paste any of them. I always try to respond with their names. And I even learned I've spelled some of their names wrong through the years. Some of them got me corrected, so I had to fix a few in there this time.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Greg, you're up.
Jeff, what do you expect the atmosphere in the Alamo Dome to be like this week, given some of the precautions and how they're handling fans and all of that?
I really don't know. We're going to try to control what we can control. If I'm a fan and I saw this team, I'd want to go watch them. I mean, who couldn't root for those guys? They're unbelievable people. They play the game the right way, and they love their city, and they want to represent their city. So I don't know. We're just going to try to put the best product we can out there, and maybe the fans will want to come watch them.
I know you mentioned some more COVID testing took place yesterday. Is there anything you can tell us about the results of that or how it worked out for your team?
We passed all of them. We're 100%. So we're now, that's 4 tests in a row. We've been 100%. So we're excited about that. Really bragged on them. They did a great job of social distancing. They had their mask on. I'm just proud of them. I mean, I told Jake Spavital before the game, both teams deserve some type of moral victory just for getting here. And wasn't this weekend great? I mean, I know it wasn't what it used to be, but it's a whole lot better than what it's been. And just NFL football, college football, so many great games. It was just we're learning to live through this the right way, and I'm glad my guys are part of helping the community and the city and the school try to get back to some type of normalcy.
So does that mean right now you have a full roster, or are there some of those contact tracing guys still working their way back?
No, same age still out. Contact tracing. So we got a few more days to go.
Will they be back by Saturday?
They'll be cleared by Saturday. Obviously, they haven't practiced, so they will not play.
Got it. Thank you.
Hector, you're up.
Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
I know focusing on this ball game won't be an issue. That being said, does this week, Coach, does it lend itself to a lot of reflection for you? You know, just being an East Texas guy, and even beyond your days at SFA, just kind of growing up, you know, and playing your high school ball in Gilmer and everything that comes with it. A little bit of reflection week this week as you lead up to playing your alma mater?
You know, I hadn't thought about it a lot, but I did an interview with an East Texas station yesterday, and it did make me think. You know, my mom and dad both graduated from there. I met my wife there. We both have 2 degrees from there. My other brother went to school there. And when, you know, I was just a little country kid, wanted to coach some football. And when you want to coach ball, you know, and you want to be a school teacher, you go see me up Boston State. I thought I was going to the largest city in America, you know, going to Nacogdoches from Gilmer. So it just to reflect and see where my career is now and what the Lord has done with me. There's no doubt I've done a little bit of that. But at the end of the day, this is about my players and my assistant coaches and this great university and city. And we want to go represent that.
Coach, a follow-up to that. Is it safe to assume, I know you played at Gilmer, is it safe to assume that you were one of those kids growing up that wanted to play football when you grew up, or if not, had to be around the game somehow?
No doubt. You know, I was not a great player. I was a good player. I played really hard, ultra competitive. I was too competitive, to be honest. Sometimes our greatest strength is our greatest weakness, and that would probably be mine. So I'm too competitive at times, and it's just I just never want to do anything else. Even the whole way through, you can look at my high school, you know, yearbook, and there's a little section in there that says, "Where are you going to be in 10 years?" My horrible handwriting says, "Head football coach at Gilmer High School." Well, I didn't make it. I was at 12 years after high school. But, you know, it's just a simple kid raised by some good people and wanted to help kids. I've always wanted to help kids. It's always been my strength. It's always been my gift. Probably not so good with adults, but really good with children.
I noticed shortly after Saturday's ball game that Frank tweeted, "Congratulations on Coach Traylor's first win," and he tweeted at you. Can you speak to how that resonates and what that means to you when you see your guys doing things like that for you?
Yeah, they're why I do what I do. I mean, most kids are special. He believed in me way early. I don't know why he did, but he did. And I'll always be grateful. My first quarterback at Gilmer, his name's Woolen Johnson. He believed in me very early in my career and got me where I am today. He's currently coaching in Gilmer and sent me an amazing text before the game. And Those are the reasons I do it. Those 488 texts, at least 300 of them are players, and that's why it means a lot to me.
Coach, one more for me, and then I'll stop hogging you. Can we assume that there's going to be a decent contingency of Traylor family and friends at the? I mean, I know there's social distancing and it's not the capacity, but can we assume there's going to be a good number of the Traylor folks there on Saturday?
My dad's not doing real good right now. He just got out of surgery, so my mom and him won't be able to make it. He's going to be fine. He'll pull through. So it won't be all of them, but there'll be a few of them down here. They showed up in San Marcos as well. They were that loud group up there, so we're a pretty close group, and I'm tired. You can tell it's been a long weekend.
Thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Hey, Caleb, did you have a question for Coach?
Yes. Hey, Coach. Caleb with KLTV back here in East Texas. Just about kind of piggybacking off the last one, the Traylor family in the stands. You will have your brother on the sideline. What's that meant to have him, come on board with you this year?
Y'all just trying to make me cry a bunch today. It was one of the best parts about the day. I didn't have a chance to reflect much, but him and Coach Lunny both sent me their boys watching that game together live when Hunter made that kick. Those kids have given up a lot. Cole and Will and Allie and Riley to move right in their high school years. And of course, Barry leaving the state of Arkansas, where he's basically a god up there, and for Luke and Levi to come down here. And Bernie's been fantastic with those kids, man. I couldn't have put a better place to put those children. I'm so grateful to the administrators and the teachers at Bernie, how they made our kids feel. But watching those four boys go crazy when Hunter made that kick, that was special.
And then just two more questions for you. You talk about all these text messages you got. Any of them from Coach Carthel, and, how have those texts between you and him gone this week? I
love Colby. When he recruited my school at Gilmer, he fell asleep one time right in my office, and I just let him sleep. I know how college coaches burn. And he asked me if I was ever going to get in this. And I said, no, there's no way I'm ever getting out of high school. I see how you guys burn, and there's no way I want to get that frantic of a pace. And he still teases me that now I'm the one falling asleep when he texts me and calls me because I'm burning at both ends. And he goes now. He is a go-getter. He recruits hard. He coaches hard. His kids will show up and play Saturday. And we couldn't have a better guy coaching our alma mater, Stephen F. Austin State, than Colby Carthel.
And final question I have for you, talk about the Jacks. What challenges are they going to present for your guys, on the field after you've looked at their one game of tape?
They're so athletic. He's done a really good job. They've got 4 defensive tackles that weigh around 300 pounds. They rotate them. They're physical. They've got athletic defensive ends. They just got some talent on defense. They come after you. They're not scared to coach. They come after you. Offensively, the quarterback does a really good job. Their line's a lot better. They've improved. They went and got junior college tackles that are massive. They've got good running backs. They've got a good scheme. They're coached well. And special teams, Colby's done it forever. He's going to be very aggressive in the teams. He's not afraid to coach. Colby's not scared. He's not scared to coach. And they'll give us all we can handle Saturday. And this will be the only time I'm not rooting for him this Saturday.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, everyone. We'll get players in there shortly.
You lying.
See you, Coach. All right, Frank, go ahead and give us just a count to 3. Make sure we can hear you okay.
1, 2, 3.
Questions for Frank Harris? Greg, you're up.
Frank, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm wondering, what do you expect the atmosphere in the Alamo Dome to be like this weekend?
I really hope that a lot of people come out and support us. Coach Traylor is going to do a great job bringing fans out. It's a new year, new team, and I just hope the atmosphere is very rowdy, and I know it will be.
What would you say to any fans who maybe aren't sure if they want to come out or aren't sure about the risks that might be involved?
I understand with the virus, but, I mean, people just wear your mask and not come too close to nobody. You should be good. And, I mean, it's football. You got to come out and support. It's going to be very exciting, and it's going to be something for you to do on a Saturday.
Okay, Hector, you're up.
Frank, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. Hey, have you had a chance to think about, or has it crossed your mind that this is Coach Traylor's this is a game against Coach Traylor's alma mater, and what that means to you guys? Because we know what it means to him, but does it take on a different meaning for you guys because he's playing a school that means so much to him?
He really hasn't put any pressure on us or really talked to us about it. We're just going out there and playing another game. But I know it does mean a lot to him, and it's going to mean a lot for us as well, just because it means a lot to him. We're going to go out there and fight for him and hopefully come out victorious and just get him a second win, and especially get him a win versus alma mater. So we'll go out there and strain and fight for Coach Traylor.
When you tweeted a congratulations to him on getting his first win, if you can just kind of take us through what compelled you to do that.
That's my guy. Easy to play for. He's a man of his word, if you know who he is. And we love him. We bought into him. He's a player coach, and I'm telling you, it's not many guys like him, especially in the college world, at the head coaching position. And that's my guy. I love him to death already, and haven't even got to know him that much. So it just shows to you how much of a man he is, and he's truthful to everybody, and it just shows a lot how much trust you can have in somebody and how far it can get you.
He started to get a little emotional when I told him, or I asked him about your tweet and how much it meant to him. And based off of what you just said right now, does it seem like you've known him for a lot longer than – I mean, he got hired on in early December. Does it feel like forever that you've known – it sounds like you guys have that kind of a dynamic already.
I thought he was lying to me. He just told me he got a little teary-eyed. I thought he was lying, but I guess he's telling the truth. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, he's a man of his word, a man of integrity. He always tells us truth is trust over time. So he's a man of that, and he always gives it to us how it is. So just buying into him, it was very easy. He'll call you just to talk to you, just about life. And it's kind of rare for that to happen. So, we're buying into that. And like I said, it's easy to play for him because everything he says, he does, and he lives by. And he brings the juice all the time. He's funny. He's just a great guy, and we love him to death.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. Best of luck this week, my man.
Appreciate it.
Chase?
Yeah, Frank, just to kind of build on Hector's questions, Coach mentioned that you bought in so quickly to what he's doing. How quickly did you buy in? And when you met him and those sorts of things, what led you to know this was your guy?
Well, I know Dr. Campos is going to make the right decisions. I trusted her. Me and her have a pretty good relationship as well. So it was all in her hands. I knew she made the right choice. And then when she brought Coach Traylor in, she said that we're going to like him. And, I went to his press conference just to see what he was about. And then right from there, I kind of tell. I hit a few guys up from Arkansas to ask them how Coach Traylor was, and every guy spoke highly of him. So I kind of gave him a chance, and I bought into him right away. And some guys were kind of hesitant, but at this point, everybody has bought in, and everybody will vouch for him. And I mean everybody on the team will vouch for him and say that he's a man of his word, and we love him sincerely.
You guys really took advantage of your opportunity this Saturday, being on national TV. We see you guys on Sports Center. We see you guys racking up all these Conference USA Player of the Weeks and things like that. I know Coach Traylor said this week to not take the cheese. How are you guys staying level-headed this week and turning all your focus on SFA?
Yeah, not to take the cheese. We came in, we had a mousetrap in our lockers with cheese in it. Don't take the cheese. Can't really buy into all that stuff that's going on. We got to come out there and prepare every day because SFA is coming to Alamo Dome to win. Cannot take them lightly. We got to go out there and execute and go through everything, go through our reads. We got to go out there can't get tired, and we got to go out there and strain so we come out victorious.
We're watching you guys on Saturday. You know, some of your receivers, obviously Cephas and Dingle and et cetera, making some incredible catches. But what are some things on tape that you saw that you want to clean up for this weekend?
I missed a few reads. I missed Gavin, I know for sure. I missed Dingle down in the red zone. I know I missed a few reads. Kind of got off a few reads too early. But, I mean, it's kind of game one. No excuse there. I got to get better at that. I know my receivers are going to make the catches. I got to go delivering on the ball. I know my line will do a great job of blocking and protecting me. So I'm going to clean it up this week, and we'll be fine.
And I know that before the San Marcos game against Texas State, we were talking a lot about all the emotions of coming out there and just playing a football game. But this week, a whole new thing with you guys being back in the Dome with such a offseason of uncertainty, not even knowing if you'd be at this point. You know, what do you think that moment's going to be like when you're back in there on your home turf?
It's going to be a crazy one. My man Bryce is going to be with us. Got it on me for a reason. Bryce Strong right here. Got the thing for my man. He saved us last game. Love that dude. So I know the album don't be riding for him. So we're going to go out there and play for him. And, you know, to come out victorious. And like I said, it's for him and Coach Traylor. So to go out there and win and keep straining and keep fighting.
Awesome. Can I see that real quickly again? I'm going to get a picture of that.
Ribbon. Say Bryce Strong. Hashtag Bryce Strong. It's an orange ribbon. It's for my man, my little brother.
Excellent. Thank you, Frank.
Trouble. My dad don't know I got it yet. He's going to get mad at me.
Yeah.
Okay, Greg, last question for Frank.
Frank, how do you describe your guys' offensive approach overall in the opener? It seemed like you guys were pretty conservative at times.
Yeah, we were conservative. That was a game plan going in. We thought we could run the ball, and the run game was a great success for us at the beginning. We got a little fatigue at the end, so they started making plays on us, and we were up. So we just kept playing conservative, but we just got to go out there and execute. We can't get tired, and we got to make sure we got the right calls in the O-line, and we got to just keep straining. So, but like Coach Lundy always said, we're going to run the football, and he harps on that. So we got to go out there. We're going to run the football. So, but we did play conservative. Coach admitted it. I admitted it. But, you know, that was just the game one. That was the game plan, though. So, Coach will do a great job of game planning this game. So we'll be good.
Would you like to be able to open it up and take some more deep shots as the year goes on, or how do you see that evolving?
Whatever Coach Lundy calls, at the end of the day, it's up to him. I know he will call some more shots, but if he thinks the run game is working, we don't got to throw too many shots, then that's what we're going to do, is go out there and execute it and let the game take care of itself.
Got it. Thank you, Frank.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Frank. We'll get Hunter in there next.
Hey, y'all. Oh.
Hunter, go ahead and count to 3 for us. Make sure we can hear you, okay?
1, 2, 3.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, we'll take questions for Hunter Duplessis. Greg, you're up.
Hunter, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, good. I'm wondering, take me through, what was it like at the end of the game against Texas State to kick that game-winning field goal?
It was a lot of excitement, a lot of joy, a lot of adrenaline all at the same time hitting me. I knew my team needed me to go out there and execute what we do between Caleb Cantrell, our snapper, Lucas Dean, my holder, and me being the kicker. So I think it was very important. We felt the gravity of the situation, but obviously didn't let the moment get too big for us. But just glad we could come through for the team.
Did you feel any pressure individually in that moment, or what was it like for you stepping onto the field to make that kick?
I didn't feel any pressure at all. And I actually asked Caleb and Lucas right after the kick. I was like, hey, did y'all feel pressured? And they said no, because we do that in practice all the time. That's just what we do. That's what's expected of us. And Coach Traylor and Coach Perry trust us in that. So the pressure was off for sure. We knew we had a chance to put the game away, and we executed perfectly on it.
Especially compared to Texas State's struggles in the kicking game in that one. What did Saturday say about just the value of having a steady special teams unit and being able to lean on that group?
I think it was a big moment for kicking, and the kicking game obviously proved to kind of be the tipping point in the game between the missed extra point from Texas State and the missed field goal in the second overtime. It was his first kick in overtime. And then us coming through, getting iced and making that one, and then making the one that counted to end the game in 2 OT. I think it was very important. It showed our teammates that we could come through for the team. So it was a big moment for us as snapper, holder, and kicker to really pull away from the stereotypical, like, send them out in the field and just pray that they make it. No, that's what we do. We make kicks, and we go celebrate with our teammates afterwards because it's a big team effort.
Okay, Hector, you're up.
Hunter, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, any thoughts given to the fact that SFA is Coach Traylor's alma mater? Does that matter at all going into this week?
I think it matters. It doesn't change our focus at all because our focus is on us strictly, and we know the things that we need to get done. And now to have one game in the books, we know where the screws are loose and need to be tightened up. But we feel the gravity of the situation. We feel Coach Traylor's sense of urgency for the next game is our focus, and not down the road and not on all the accolades, strictly on what can we do to get better every single day so that we can go out and get a win on Saturday. But I think we all want to win just as much as we did week one for Coach Traylor, because first week it was the first win for him, and now we're looking for that win against his alma mater. So yes, we definitely feel that sense of urgency from him and also from our entire coaching staff and team as well.
I asked Sincere if he had brought it up this week, and Sincere said, well, he's brought it up before. You know, he kind of brings it up when he's kind of giving us his lessons and kind of, you know, when he's coaching us up. Have you noticed, has he brought it up since Sunday, since the attention turned to SFA? Has the fact that it's such an important school to him been brought up in any conversation or any kind of meeting or anything along those lines?
Generic conversation, yes, that he has history, just being at SFA and it being his alma mater, but nothing in specific. It's all been very vague as to it's just another game, and we got to go out there and execute and do what we do. And we believe that we're going to come out on top if we just execute in the fashion that we believe we can execute in.
Hunter, thanks. Best of luck this week.
Hey, Greg, you're up.
Hunter, what do you expect the atmosphere in the Alamo Dome to be like this week?
It's hard to say. I think a lot of fans are eager to get back in the Alamo Dome, but obviously with reduced capacity, sometimes that can take away just from the louder noises, chants, things of that nature. But I think people will be fired up for it. I think this has been long anticipated since COVID-19 and will bring a sense of normalcy back to San Antonio. So I would think that fans would be excited to have us playing in our home venue.
What would you say to any fans who maybe aren't sure if they want to head out or if maybe are a little uncomfortable about the risks involved?
I would say come out if you're willing to support, and you can do that comfortably. But also if you're just sitting at home watching the game on TV, I mean, any form of support matters to us, and we understand the circumstances some people find themselves in. But we still know they're fans, you know, in our book at the end of the day, and we're happy to have them rooting for us. So whatever's comfortable to you and whatever gets the job done as a passionate fan, I would say go with what's most comfortable.
All right. Thanks, Hunter. We
All
got
right.
a couple more plays for you guys. Just stand by. All right, Dom, go ahead and give us a count to 3. Make sure we can hear you, okay?
1, 2, 3.
Perfect. All right, we'll take questions for senior offensive lineman Dominic Pastucci. Greg, you were up first.
Dom, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good. I'm wondering, what do you expect the atmosphere to be like in the Alamo Dome this week?
It's definitely gonna be quieter due to the circumstances, but it should be about the same as Texas State. We just gotta focus up and dial into the quarterback and listen to them mostly instead of the fans.
What would you say to any of your fans who are trying to make the decision whether they want to come out this week, maybe weighing some of the risks and the precautions they'll have to take?
I would say come if you want to come. We have great regulations for it, but if you don't want to risk it, it's always tune in whenever.
Hector?
Dom, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Just want to ask it's a question I've been asking all the other guys. With this game being against Coach Traylor's alma mater, if that factors in at all for you. Obviously, I know that every game is important, and you got to line up and try to win them all, right? But that being said, the fact that this is such an important school for him, does that register at all with you personally?
It kind of hunts a sense of urgency, but like you said, every game is important. Next one up is the biggest game.
When you look at the stuff that he kind of preaches to you guys, and Coach Traylor's a guy that, as you well know, has a lot of sayings and has certain ways of putting stuff to you. Do you kind of look at his East Texas roots and do you consider that being something that's helped shape who he is?
Yes, sir, definitely. He is always preaching about a lot of quotes he has. I really like the wound up the fist, go 1-0 and win the day. I like that one a lot. Just because if you go 1-0 every day, you can't lose.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Back to you, Greg.
How would you describe the offensive approach overall in the opener? It seemed like you guys were pretty conservative in a lot of spots.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I said, how would you describe the offensive approach overall in the opener? It seemed like you guys were a little bit conservative sometimes.
I feel like we just went out there and, whatever, we trust Coach, whatever play he calls. We repped it a lot of practice, and we know it. And, we came out fast. We know how to run the ball, yes, sir.
To what extent do you think the offense will change or kind of develop some over the year?
You said change and develop?
Yeah, just like as you have more time to practice and maybe install more things, how do you think it'll evolve?
I think we'll be able to cut it loose like Coach Lunny wants us to. We didn't get to have spring ball, so, we're still filling it out. But once we fill it out, he's going to let us cut it loose, and we'll just go out there and play ball.
Did you feel like you guys controlled the line of scrimmage in this game overall?
Overall, I feel like we started very fast. I feel like we came out, with a punch. The second half, we would have to pick it up a little bit more, go out there and just strain 100%, and that's all we got to do.
Yeah, what was that conditioning challenge like? How difficult was it to push through 4 quarters and a couple overtimes on Saturday?
Me being a bigger guy, it was pretty tiring. But Coach Lunny and Coach Traylor, they always give us, tempo. They make us work on our conditioning during practice. And, I feel we'll be more prepared conditioning-wise.
Yeah, does that just improve naturally through the year, or is that something you can work on somehow in practice? How do you approach getting better at that?
Oh, how to get better at it? Yeah, I would say after practice, just get some more conditioning in, do 100 backs or 10 backs just to fight through, to get your body used to going through, when you're tired.
Well, there's got to be like a balance there, right? Because you don't want to be worn down by the time the game starts. How do you try to stay fresh but improve your conditioning at the same time?
I would say during the practice, just give it all 100% every play, work after practice. But when it comes closer to game time, you want to lower it just to get your body nice and refreshed. I recommend ice tubs. Those are very nice. Just get your legs refreshed again and just take it easier as the game comes closer.
Got it. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Anything else for Dom? All right. Appreciate it. We'll get Tariq in there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mask on. Is this good right here?
Okay, Reek, go ahead and give us a count to 3. Make sure we can hear you okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, perfect. Hector, you're up first.
Tariq, good morning.
Good morning.
Wondering if it's crossed your mind about how this weekend's game comes against Coach Traylor's alma mater.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay. Apologies. Can you hear me now, Tariq?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Apologies. So in knowing that and kind of, realizing that it's his alma mater, any extra whatever, however you might want to describe it, any extra something because of that for you?
Honestly, I just want to treat it like a regular game, even though it is like his alma mater. But if anything, I know it's like a certain edge to it though, because this is alma mater. But I just want to treat it like any other game and just go out there and play hard.
Is it evident to you, or does it seem obvious to you when he's coaching you guys up and in the stories he tells you guys and the way he communicates to you? Is it pretty obvious that where he grew up and including SFA is a big part of his life?
Yes, sir. It is, but at the same time, some of the stories he does tell, it is pretty cool. Like the stories he told us one earlier, and then it was a pretty cool story, but. It kind of relates back to the last question. He does have a little edge that he has, and he wants to go out here and just go out there and have a great game versus them.
Appreciate it, Tariq. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Greg?
Tariq, how did you feel about the play of the secondary overall on Saturday?
I felt like we did a great job, to be honest. We all played pretty hard, and we all gave what we could. Even though it may have not seemed like it to the people's view on TV or whoever has their own opinions, but I feel like we all played a good game, even though there's a lot still to be done and to work on. Overall, for us to go out there and play that well in our first game and go out there and play great, I feel like we're going to have a pretty fun season this year.
What did it feel like for you to make that hit on Tyler Vitt when you came off the edge and got that sack?
Honestly, it felt pretty good. It went my first sack, and I don't know, just a lot of emotion going into that play because I just wanted to go out there and make a play and help the team. And that play came after I gave up a play. So that play came, and I just wanted to go make a play. And that happened, and just a big hit on the quarterback. And I just wanted to probably change the tempo.
As a guy transitioning from offense, how did you learn how to tackle like that? Where did you develop? How did that develop for you?
Coach Nick does a pretty good job with teaching us tackling drills at practice. And we actually have like a tackle circuit that goes in during practice. So just incorporating that in the game really helped during that play.
Did the physicality of the position come kind of naturally to you, or was that a transition at all?
Honestly, it transitioned to cornerback, to be honest, because as a receiver, you got to be physical too when it's coming to blocking or just making any type of contact. So just playing corner, it carried it with me, and I try to just be as physical as possible when that time presents itself. So during the sack, I just wanted to be physical as possible.
I think you guys ended up setting a school record for tackles for loss. How much of an advantage is it to be able to create that many negative plays in a game?
Honestly, to me, it feels pretty good because, I mean, like I said, it's my first time playing defense, and I ain't never really been a part of something like that. So just being out there and being part of that tackles for loss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just being a part of that and just setting a record, it's actually pretty fun. So, yeah, yes, sir.
It was interesting to see really how often you guys blitzed, corners or safeties. What kind of advantage does that give you when you bring those players off the edge?
I feel like it's a great advantage because not a lot of teams will expect the cornerback to come in and blitz most of the time. So just doing that, it kind of I feel like it helps the defense a lot tremendously to send that corner blitz.
Okay, Hector.
Hey, Tariq, back to what I was asking a little while ago about Coach Traylor and, the alma mater and East Texas roots. You mentioned how there was one story in particular that you thought was kind of funny. Just thought I'd see if you wanted to share it or share a like story that when you hear it, you think, geez, Coach Traylor, there's Coach Traylor. That's typical Coach Traylor, one of those type things.
I would rather not say.
Totally understood.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, Tariq. Thank you.
Anything else? Oh, Greg?
Yeah, Tariq, what do you expect the atmosphere in the Alamo Dome to be like this weekend?
I expect it to be pretty loud. I know we can't have a full capacity of fans, but I know that I think they said it's 11,000. And I know in a dome, 11,000 people, it still sound like a super huge boom. So I just know that the atmosphere is going to be pretty live, kind of like Saturdays and last Saturday. But I anticipate more people to be there, and it'll be a pretty live game.
What would you say to any of your fans who are trying to make the decision whether they want to come out and take some of the risks that might be involved in that?
Oh, excuse me, what did you say?
I said, what would you say to any of your fans who are, this week trying to make the decision of whether they want to go to the game and maybe take any of the risks and go through the protocols and all of that?
Honestly, any fan that wants to come to the game, I suggest you to come to the game. I mean, you can practice social distancing and just wear your mask, if anything. That's all I really want to say. Just if fans come, just wear your mask and practice and washing your hands and social distancing, really.
Cool. Thank you, Tariq.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks, Tariq. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Likewise. Thank you, Tariq.